Check it out, you silly rabbits. I hear a lot of residents, non-affiliates, hollering on social media platforms. Aren't gang members supposed to protect the neighborhood from ICE? And let me ask you that question, my G's. No. Now, is there individual gang members out there protesting? Yes. But is it an organized thing within the neighborhoods? Absolutely not.
Ever since Trump became president, he made a promise to deport all illegal immigrants in this country. And he said that he was going to attack specific places where he know that there's immigrant strongholds, like California, Southern California, Chicago. And since he's gotten office, ICE has been raiding all kinds of communities in California. And a lot of these Mexicans, Hondurans, and people of those groups of Central and South America are very upset with the black community. And they're saying, why isn't the black community coming out and helping? But there's another group that they're also upset with. And these are Mexican gangbangers, cholos. And they're asking, why aren't you guys out here on the front line with us? Why aren't you fighting with us? Where are you at? You always talk about protecting your community. You're not there. And now they're being put on blast by their own people as well. So we have Latinos calling out their own Latinos for anti-black racism. We have them calling out the cholos for not standing up and helping. But there's black people really talking to the Latinos, telling them why. Because a lot of times the Latinos, because they were mixed, you know, they fell in between Native Americans, black and white. They lean more towards whiteness. And now the same people they voted for him is kicking him out the country. And this is what some of the brothers are saying. Check it out.
They really think because they're in the middle between black and white that they're white adjacent, when that's far from the truth. I know when Latinos and Hispanics be like, black Americans are next, they really thought that black Americans are immigrants. And that explains why they voted the way they voted. They try to get us up out of here. But I got to say to the Latino community, not only did your ESL classes, but the American educational system failed you tremendously. Because black Americans are not immigrants and we're not going anywhere. And this is how ill-informed they are. They really think because they're in the middle between black and white that they're white adjacent.
So ICE has been totally running all through Los Angeles, San Diego, all through the Southern California, from the border all the way up. They've been really just running down on people that got green cards, Mexicans that are U.S. citizens. They've been going at everybody. And you've seen Mexicans on TV crying and saying, hey, they took my dad, or they took my daughter, they took my mother, right? And, you know, it's not something to make fun about, because it's not funny. But again, a lot of these groups have a lot of anti-black sentiments, and this is the stuff that's happening now. I don't think that it's funny, because I'm not a savage, but this is what happens, right? When God don't like ugly, man. And these things is happening, right? But there's a vice mayor, Cynthia Gonzalez. She went on to national TV and made a statement and said this.
Where's the leadership over there? Just your members in order.
A shocking message about the ICE raids posted on social media by an elected official, Cynthia Gonzalez, who serves as the vice mayor of the small city of Cudahy, which is located in southeast LA County. The message isn't for the federal government. It's for some of the most violent street gangs in Southern California.
I want to know where all the cholos are at in Los Angeles. 18th Street, Florencia. Don't be trying to claim no block, no nothing if you're not showing up right now, trying to like help out.
The video, which is over 1 minute long, has since been taken down. The FBI can't confirm or deny an investigation into Gonzalez's work.
Not for nothing, but I want to know where all the cholos are at in Los Angeles. 18th Street, Florencia. Where's the leadership at? Because you guys are all about territory, and this is 18th Street, and this is Florencia. You guys tag everything up, claiming hood. And now that your hood's being invaded by the biggest gang there is, there ain't a peep out of you. It's everyone else who's not about the gang life that's out there protesting and speaking up. We're out there like fighting our turf, protecting our people. And like, where you at? Bien calladitos, todos los chulitos. I'm like, dude, they're running amok all up on your streets. on your streets and in your city and peep. When the big gang guns come in, nothing but like quiet, and we're out here, the regular ones that have never been jumped in, out here calling things out trying to organize people, trying to do the thing. So don't be trying to claim no block, no nothing. If you're not showing up right now, trying to like help out and organize, I don't want to hear a peep out of you once they're gone, trying to claim that this is my block. This was not your block. You weren't even here helping out. So whoever's the leadership, put your members in order.
Now, this woman, she's a vice mayor of a small city in California called Cudahy or something. And she's Cynthia Gonzalez, and she's calling out the cholos, right? All the gang members down there to come and get on the front line and fight with them. She's saying, you're saying this is your hood, this is your community, but you're non-existent. Where are you, right? And now she's under fire because all the legal analysts, all kinds of people in Los Angeles now is taking umbrage with what she's saying, and now they want her to step down. She needs to step aside immediately. She's impeding the progress of ICE, and she's insinuating violence. She's calling out violent street gangs to come against the police department and the feds that's doing the right thing. That's what they're saying. So you have other politicians that want her out of the way. They're going to use her name and the things that she did now as a tool to push them up politically, right? But this is what some of them are saying.
When you're dealing with a political leader calling upon criminal street gangs to take action, that takes on a far more sinister meaning and perhaps even criminal meaning behind it. I mean, it is one thing to say, you know, local people of the neighborhood, you know, stand up for yourselves. It's another thing to actually call out the names of different criminal street gangs and ask them to protect their neighborhood.
Elected city official telling gangs to get organized because she didn't like what federal immigration agents were doing. The FBI reportedly showed up at her home after the video surfaced. Now, while they won't confirm whether there's an investigation, they did condemn the video and any calls for violence against law enforcement. Now, I don't care where you stand politically. This is dangerous. We're talking about someone in government encouraging gangs to take action. Whether you agree with ICE or not, we don't solve issues by calling on criminal groups to intervene. That's not leadership. That's chaos.
So, of course, non-Hispanics are going to have this opinion, especially W folks, because they don't want those Mexicans there as well, right? So they have their opinion and they're standing on their opinion. But Mexicans are speaking up and speaking out and defending Miss Gonzalez, right? And they're coming to her defense, as they should, because they're Mexicans and they should come to her defense, right? I'm not mad at that. I think black people need to stick together more as well. We should come to each other's defense a lot more than what we do. So I'm not mad at them for that, right? But they're online and they're saying this.
Wait a minute. The FBI is investigating a Latino politician for telling gang members to protect their own neighborhoods? But ICE can raid our communities like it's a war zone? Make that make sense, y'all. So check this out. Mayor Cynthia Gonzalez said what a lot of people are too scared to say out loud. She called out the so-called hood protectors, the same people who tag up our blocks and are out here banging their sets, and asked one simple question. Where are you at now that the real gangs are rolling through? ICE ain't just locking up criminals, they're snatching up moms, dads, and entire families. Somehow, she's the one who's getting investigated? Are you kidding me? Let's be real here, folks. ICE has been acting like one of the biggest and baddest gangs in America. Kicking down doors, kidnapping people in front of their children. And when a community leader calls that out, she gets a visit from the feds? Hey, look, man. Call it controversial. Call it whatever, man. I see no lies. If you're really about protecting your block, then protect the people on it too.
In my opinion, bro, I just think that she was telling the truth, but it wasn't her place to speak it. You know what I'm saying? As an elected official, the fact that you mentioned, you know, hoods out there, and you basically said they need to step up, is inciting violence. It really is, bro. And I feel bad for her, though, because I think she was just trying to speak her piece, and it went viral, and people took it out of context, bro. and her being an elected official is coming to bite her in the behind. And I don't think she needs to lose her job, bro, because I think she told the truth, bro. There's a lot of people out there that claim hoods, and they're nowhere to be found in this ICE raid.
And there's a lot of Hispanics that's online that, you know, that's also speaking up for Miss Gonzalez, right? Edith said, I stand with Cynthia Gonzalez, and I'm a resident of Cudahy, right? So they're coming out and they're speaking. I don't see what she said, what she did wrong, TBH and period, right? Another person said, she's a baddie. I stand with her. Right? Kathy said, plus, she called them to protest, not to commit crimes, right? So you have people speaking up. You have people speaking up and speaking out. Princess Leak said, no, she's right. I was thinking the same thing, right? Veronica said, thank you for this post. You said exactly what I've been saying since Cynthia put out this video. She didn't say anything wrong. She's only saying what everyone else is thinking but scared to say, right? Then somebody said, exactly. She said what everyone was thinking but was too afraid to say, right? Then Jeanette said, yes, she has a major point, a very big major point. I keep saying your neighborhood, I keep your neighborhood safe is your hood, and you're letting outsiders bully them. So I don't know what the heck she was writing. She was just writing crazy, right? But there's a lot of there's cholos that's responding to these things. They're hearing what other Latinos are saying, and they're saying, man, we ain't getting involved in this. We're not getting a part of that. You want us to go and go to war with the police, go to war with the feds, so we can get kicked out the country as well? We can get sent back to these countries that we fled from? No, we're not. And then some of us was born here. We're not going to prison for this. No, because I told you a lot of Latinos don't stand with the immigrant groups. They have a split within their communities, right? And this is what this Mexican gang member was saying. Check it out.
Check it out, you silly rabbits. I hear a lot of residents, non-affiliates, hollering on social media platforms. Aren't gang members supposed to protect the neighborhood from ICE? And let me ask you that question, my G's. No. Now, is there individual gang members out there protesting? Yes. But is it an organized thing within the neighborhoods? Absolutely not, bro. Because that's when indictments come down and hit the neighborhoods, right? And they hit everybody and their mama. People that have got nothing to do with the decision you made to organize and go protest. So we got to be mindful and responsible if you are from a neighborhood in the sense of that. Let me break this shit down to you a little bit. Now, when I got jumped into my neighborhood, it didn't say in the fine print that we were insurance policies for individuals deemed illegal. You know what I mean? I'm talking about taqueros, the elote man, so on and so forth, right? The individuals that provide us these great services on these streets, and thanks to us, we utilize their services on these streets and we keep them afloat with the cash flow, right? The support. Yes, do we want to stand up when we see unjust things happening? Absolutely. But not every single gang member is on that tip. Why? Because we already at it with each other. And so now you want motherfuckers to put their shit down and provide unity within the community. And it doesn't always happen like that when you got a bunch of wild animals running all over the place. So the same people that are always calling the cops on gang members, the same people that hate these bald-headed motherfuckers hanging out in front of their house or on the street or in front of the liquor store, writing on the wall, now they calling for them. Come on, my dogs, make it make sense.
So let me explain this, right? A lot of the Latino groups don't get along. They don't like those Venezuelans and Hondurans and all these other groups that's coming in, taking their jobs, being replaced. A lot of those Mexicans in there are already U.S. citizens. They voted for Trump because they don't like the fact that the Democrats gave the Venezuelans and all these other groups that came in from these foreign countries all kinds of benefits. So when you're black, we off to the side. But what we're starting to realize is they don't like each other or get along as well either. So those U.S. citizen Mexican gang members, they're not coming out to fight for them. So even though she spoke what she said with passion, she shouldn't have said it because you're a politician and you gave your rivals ammunition to now politicize it. They're going to come after you and saying you're asking hardened gang bangers to come on the front line and defend the communities against the police that's doing the right thing. You're asking lawbreakers to come and break the law again. So these guys are going to come. They're going to defend the immigrant groups that's going to get citizenship and replace them while they're in prison because they came out and fought against the police. That's not going to happen. That's not going to happen. And that's exactly what this Mexican guy was saying. We're not getting involved in that. That ain't got nothing to do with us. And then on top of that, most of those groups only care about their gang. They don't care nothing about the hood of the community. They care about their gang interests and making money. The regular civilian people, man, they can care less, man. That's just the way it is, man. They care about their brotherhood and what they got going on, from the prisons to the streets. So I don't know why she would make that statement. I don't think that was smart of her to go in there and make that statement, because she put herself in the crosshairs, man, of the political people that can come and get her out the way, especially right now when everything is hot. The streets is hot. But y'all gotta let me know what y'all think, man. What's your opinion on this? Leave your comments in the comment section. Hit that like button. Subscribe to Street Media TV. And remember, I love y'all. Till the next time. Peace.